All right, welcome back. We've got a NVIDIA earnings update. So NVIDIA announced their Q4 earnings today, and another blowout quarter for this company. They blow my socks off every 3 months, and pretty unbelievable numbers that they put up here. So revenue for the quarter is $68 billion. That is up 73% year over year, and that is mostly data center revenue. So data center came in at 62 billion. That is also up 75% year over year. And the gross profit for this company is phenomenal, 75% margin, $51 billion in gross profit for a total net profit of about $43 billion. So this is a cash cow. Just unbelievable how much free cash flow this company can generate, and shows no sign at all of slowing down. It's continuing to accelerate. So this is the most wild chart I've ever seen in my life, and this is why NVIDIA's stock price has completely skyrocketed since 2024. This is their revenue in billions, and it just keeps going up. No slowing down. If anything, accelerating at a higher pace right now. So just unreal. I mean, this company is unlike anything we've ever seen and maybe we'll ever see again. So kudos to NVIDIA. This is another blowout quarter. So diving into the numbers, we talked about the revenue. We talked about the beat. They beat by $2 billion this quarter, and their operating margin is 85%. Just incredible growth. And again, data center. So their new Blackwell chip, it's ramping up nicely, and AI training and inference demand is exploding. So every week there's a new hot AI project out there, and over the last month it's been Clawbot and the new Cowork from Anthropic, and then ChatGPT released their Codex, their coding platform. And that takes a lot of compute, that takes a lot of chips. And now we're at the point where we're having these AI agents are having their, what Jensen called their ChatGPT moment, where everyone's talking about these agents, everyone's setting up these agents, and they're running 24/7. They're using tokens 24/7, and that doesn't seem like it's going to slow down at all. We're at the very beginning stages. I'm going to set up my own Clawbot here in the next couple of weeks, so I'll let you know how that goes. But if I'm doing it, you can only imagine what other people are doing, having multiple of these AI agents that they're setting up with an extra personal computer, and they're having them do tasks 24/7. And this is just the very beginning. So pretty unbelievable stuff that we're seeing. We know their major customers: Meta, Amazon, CoreWeave, Anthropic, the list goes on. And their new Rubin platform is going to have up to 10 times more inference efficiency. So this is super important because the bottleneck could be not just getting enough chips. Eventually, we're going to run into a power bottleneck. So this is another big key advantage for NVIDIA. Their chips keep getting better and better and better and better, and the competition is always trying to just keep up with their latest chip. And so every time NVIDIA releases a new chip, these big hyperscalers are going to go buy these new chips because they need the efficiency, because there is a lack of electricity and the price of power is going up, and we're not able to scale the electricity quick enough, at least right now, to keep up with the demand. So we're going to keep needing more and more of these high efficient chips as the computing demand just continues to skyrocket. So another moat that NVIDIA has is they just keep improving their efficiency of their new chips. This to me was really exciting. So this is the full year guide for NVIDIA. Revenue of $215 billion, that's up 65%. Net income $120 billion, and free cash flow of almost $100 billion. I asked Gemini how much revenue or free cash flow NVIDIA is generating a day if they get this $96 billion, and they would be generating $263 million in free cash flow a day. $250 million a day is pretty unbelievable. Cash flow machine here for sure. This company is. And their guidance for Q1, so this quarter that we're currently in, is $78 billion. That is $6 billion above the analyst expectations, and their gross margin is still looking to be about 75%. So this was another one that was just unbelievable. Everyone's waiting for their guidance to drop or really slow down, but they just keep setting the bar high and beating and beating and beating, and the bar keeps getting set higher and higher, and it doesn't matter. There seems to be no ceiling right now for NVIDIA, so we'll see when that ceiling starts to approach, but right now they just keep raising the bar. So what we're watching, gross margin pressure from export charges, rising operating expenses, valuation expectations are sky high. So they keep raising their expectations, but they keep living up to it. So we'll have to wait and see. And this is all without China. All these numbers are without sales to China. So if we can get some resolution there, there's another $6 to $10 billion on top of that, most likely. So the AI infrastructure spending is still accelerating and is seeming to speed up this past quarter. So bottom line, NVIDIA isn't just growing, it's scaling at historic levels. Data center alone is larger than most companies out there, and the AI supercycle is real. Now the only question is, how long can this pace last? So eventually things are going to have to slow down, but even when they slow down, I don't expect them to come to a grinding halt. But phenomenal quarter for NVIDIA. So now let's take a look at the chart, because after last year we had the tariff pullback here. NVIDIA chopped sideways for a long time from 2024 into middle of 2025, and then we had the huge run up towards the end of last year, and now we're in a nice chop sideways pattern here. It did, I think, move up over 200 but then pulled back. Who knows where we'll open up tomorrow. But as far as NVIDIA, this little squiggly line here is kind of what I'm anticipating for the near future. Phenomenal number. I would have expected the stock to move up, but it's already expensive. We're already at a $5 trillion market cap. It's expensive in the size of the company, but when you look at the numbers, it's really not expensive. The valuation of NVIDIA is cheaper than Walmart. Walmart is trading at a higher valuation, and Walmart's growing in the single digits. NVIDIA is growing at 75%. The revenue is growing 75% year over year, which is just unbelievable for us to see this type of growth. So I would expect a little bit more chop before we get over the $200 level, but this is obviously on its way to $250, then $300. The question is that going to take 6 months or a year for us to get there? But just unbelievable quarter, unbelievable growth, and really just an unbelievable story this company is, and just really shows you the money that is going into AI and the acceleration of it. And every week we get a new project, and it's going to be like that for a long time. There's going to be the next project, the next thing, the next bot, the next model. There's going to be the next whatever, and we don't even have robots yet. So the need for computing, we're still in the early stages, and these companies know it. That's why they're spending so much money, is they can't get caught flat-footed here. They have to build out the infrastructure for when we really need all this compute, because right now it's just people tinkering around and talking to chatbots, but eventually this will really be taken off and make a lot of change. So that's all I got. A+ quarter for NVIDIA, another one, and we will keep you updated on how the price moves the rest of the week, and I will talk to you guys over the weekend. All right, peace out.